Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Welcome to the Armory. Hope everyone is doing well. Obviously, we're doing the match reaction for last night's show, whatever you want to call it, game, whatever. It was rubbish. Look, PSG did exactly what I expected them to do. Tried to boss us. We let them, to be fair. But as I said on the thumbnail, this is the only positive I'm taking from this last night is it's still only half time. You know, there is another game next week. Yes, it's in Paris. Yes, that was not a good performance from us last night, but it's only half time. That is the only positive I can have right now. And just, people, just give it to me because it's the only thing I've got to go from. It's just one of those. Big up, Chris. Hope you're doing well, my friend. But look, I predicted that we would lose. I predict we'll lose next week as well. However, as I will say, it is only half time. Obviously, Thomas Partey will be back next week, but I'll be honest, some of those players last night were just not good enough. Yeah, we'll get into it, but yeah, I'm not happy. You know, many situations last night just really knocked me off. The fans have knocked me off, I'll be honest. You know, Mikel Arteta wanted all these stupid videos to be done pre-Champions League games, and he was asking all fans, ask the fan next to you to, you know, sing, chant for 90 minutes, get behind the team for 90 minutes. How about you tell your players to actually perform for 90 minutes as well, especially your captain, the captain of the club? Because if the captain doesn't turn up, no one else is going to. It's as simple as that. You know, I know a lot of people don't really give a monkeys about that I was a captain in the army. Well, in my opinion and in my field, captains in the army are very well respected. And if I wasn't doing my job, I don't expect anyone else in my platoon, my troop, to do the job that I'm doing or what I'm asking of them, because I'm not showing the respect that is I'm expecting of them and the respect that I am going to show my regiment. So it is what it is. Martin Odegaard has really knocked me off. You'll see that later in the show. But yeah, another tactical on. Well, mate, I've said this all along. If you're going to compare the two managers, who's the better manager? Because you can also compare it on who is the better player as well, in all fairness. But Enrique is a better manager than Arteta. He's won more as a manager than Arteta. So no one can say to me, oh, Arteta's a better manager. How? How is he a better manager? Because I thought he'd done a very, very, very good tactical game last night against us. And he definitely defeated us tactically. As you said here, the masterclass against, again, just like at Anfield, both had chances, to be fair. Could have been worse for Arsenal and should have been worse. Yeah, we were absolutely shockingly shit, mate. I felt you needed to win first leg, to be honest, as I would fancy PSG to finish the job for me. First leg would decide it, in my opinion. Yep, I don't see us getting a result in Paris, personally. Mohamed, totally agree. We did miss Partey. It changed the whole way that we played. I still think that Mikel is way too stuck in his own little head. Not versatile enough, because I personally would have played White. White was okay to start. Timber could have been left back. Lewis Kelly could have been the DM, because guess what? That's his role. And that means we don't mess around with any other players. So Rice will play the 8 and Odegaard will play the 10. But it is what it is, mate, unfortunately. PSG are best team we've played this season. PSG look incredible. I've said it, and I know a lot of people don't like this. PSG look better without Mbappe. It's mad. Okay. We'll get onto yours. The Bournemouth player in a minute. Enrique won Champions League with Barca. Flick won treble with Bayern Munich. Inzaghi is a winner with Inter, and then there's Arteta, the odd one out. Exactly. Some people actually think that Arteta is good enough. He isn't. What's he done to say that he's this good? Because I haven't seen it yet. He won one FA Cup with players that he wanted to get rid of. Since then, we've won nothing. And you can't keep saying, "Oh, yeah, but we finished second." Excellent, but we didn't win, did we? I want to win. I don't want to come second. There is no trophy for second. I want a trophy. I want to win something. I want to say I won this. Not because I guarantee no one's really going to remember who came runners up. No one really remembers that. So yeah. I'll be honest. The Ivan Nelson red card was not a red card, so I'm glad they rescinded it. However, I wish they would look at the other player that should have been sent off. Personally, who was that? I can't remember who it was now. Oh, crikey! I'm sure someone will be able to tell me, but it was someone else. I think it was earlier in the game as well. Was a very dangerous tackle. That should have been a red card. In Ivan Nilsson, definitely not a red card. I'm glad it's been rescinded because it should be. PSG looked better without any egos, to be fair. Yeah, well, Mbappe is just an absolute arrogant twat. I've always said Arteta is stopping you from winning trophies. Yep, I do believe so. I think we'll see it next season as well. We'll have better players come in. However, I still think he's a problem. He's not versatile enough. We'll obviously get onto the subs in a bit and the whole situation. But yeah, for me, just not good enough. Just not good enough. Anyway, we'll just quickly go over the Dembele goal. Very good finish. As I said, he's a good player. I know he hasn't scored in I think about 6 games or something, but Dembele, give him a chance, and I'm sorry, but he'll score. Need to beat Bournemouth on Saturday. Yes, we do. But I'll be honest, Mohammed, I don't see it happening. Our Premier League current form is not great. I know we haven't lost, but we haven't exactly excelled when we have played anybody. That Crystal Palace game, I'll be honest, we got lucky with a point. It's crazy Arteta won with Emery's team. Exactly. Emery gets no credit for that either. Right. Let's look at the stats. The stats aren't too bad, actually. They're not brilliant, but they're not awful. I was expecting a little bit worse, if I'm honest, before I went down the stat route. Anyway, possession-wise, 48% possession compared to Paris 52, which kind of expected anyway. If you looked at the preview yesterday, I'm trying to think when I did it. Yep, yesterday. 10 shots for Arsenal, 5 on target. It's not too bad considering for us. 11 shots for them, just a 4 on target. So not much better for PSG personally. Only 4 corners in the whole game. 3 for Arsenal, 1 for Paris. Final third phase passing accuracy, 75% for Arsenal, 72 for Paris. XG 1.63 for Arsenal, 1.16 for Paris Saint-Germain, which I'm quite surprised is that low because I actually thought they had way better chances than we did. But then I suppose if you think about the Trossard Martinelli ones, they were probably quite high on the XG status. When you have Ramos who hit the crossbar. So I suppose close, but I did think PSG's XG would be a little bit higher than this. XG from open play for Arsenal was 1.35. Theirs was 1.08. Set plays, 0.28. We were crap on set plays, if I'm honest. 0.08 for Paris. XG on target, 1.23 for Arsenal, 1.04 for Paris. So neither team outdid their XG. So it kind of tells you that, we could have both done better in front of goal. But there's no way we should have got a draw out of this because we were not the better team at all, in my opinion. Jules 50-50, which this is where I was slightly worried about this, but it wasn't too bad. Ground Jules could have done better, but in all honesty, without Thomas Partey, I kind of expected this anyway. 52% for Paris, 48% for us. Aerial Jules, I'm quite happy about this, but then if you look at Paris's team, they're all quite small. Majority of them are anyway. 59% for Arsenal, 41% for Paris. So I'd be disappointed if we hadn't won that, to be fair, because they are quite small. Have you seen the size of Vitinha? Jeez. 389 passes for Arsenal, 437 for Paris. So quite low. We're about on par with what we do in the Champions League, but Paris is quite low, really. 84% passing actually for Arsenal, 86 for Paris. Touches in the opponent's box, 26 for Arsenal, 20 for Paris. So again, not too bad, not too bad. That's why I'm not fearing Arsenal, because of Arteta. If you get better coach, then I will fear you. Yeah, I agree, mate. There's definitely no I don't agree. Who the Brentford player who tackled Gabby 11 that a red card? Oh, crikey, I can't remember now. There's so many things, but the only thing I don't do, Mohammed, is compare all the things that have happened to us, because I guarantee if you went to every single club in the Premier League, they've all had injustice. All of them. I never do let's blame the refs, because I can't go down that rabbit hole, because at the end of the day, that Everton game, which, I totally agree, should never have been a penalty. The performance was shit. We never deserved to win that. But everyone was solely focused on the Everton, the actual penalty itself, and forgetting how bad we were in that game, which just blows my mind, because the only thing I'm interested in is the performance. I'm not that bothered about what refs do. That ref last night was just absolutely awful. He made it into a show about him, and wasn't really picking a side on either. Wasn't favouring Arsenal, wasn't favouring PSG. He was just an awful ref, just ridiculous. He wanted to be the main man, and it was just I hate refs like that. So yeah, he ruined the game last night as well. Once I saw Madrid go out, I said PSG into final, because I've seen Arsenal before beat the champions, then get knocked out of the next game. What are you on about? I don't know what you're on about, Chris. Really baffling. Well, you made. Oh, Jesus. You wait till I get into this one, mate. Slot took Konza off at half-time in opening game of season, and now rest was history. I thought Timber was poor last night, which is a shock. Yes, he was not very good last night at all. Marino goal was just off for me. It was. I wasn't even. This is the problem with our set pieces, and I'll get onto Hover in a bit. We play this risk every single time we do this. So when you are running out of an offside position, if those players do not move and you're not strong enough to push them back or find some space, you're going to be offside every single time. Every single time. So it is a high risk set piece. And yeah, for me, I guarantee there was about 3 players offside for that goal, not just Marino. But yeah, I wasn't even thinking that was a goal when I saw it. I was like, nah, that's not a goal. Didn't celebrate at all. I was like, yeah, offside. That's just, yeah, it is what it is. Anyway, let's start talking about the starting lineup. So obviously, without Partey, we're obviously going to have to make one change, and we did. We dropped Rice into 6. Marino came into the 8, and Odegaard stayed as number 10. So I'm having to drink juice because it is ridiculously hot. So yeah, it was all right. Let's be honest. We can all like I give on previews. I give many people different opportunities just to pick their own team, do what they want as a manager, and I love it. I love giving people freedom. But we all knew what Mikel was going to do, and that was it. So I'm going to give you ratings. Don't expect great ones. It's genius when it pays off. When it doesn't, it does. It looks idiotic, mate. It really does. It's such a high risk, and there's so many things done in other sports where it's high risk and yeah. Right, let's go into player ratings, shall we? Raya. Raya is quite a tricky one actually, because he was alright. Couldn't do much about the goal, if I'm honest. I'm definitely not going to mark him down for that. But what I will mark him down for is trying to G up the fans. Because I'll be honest, if the fans don't give you anything to start going woohoo for, you're going to lose them anyway. So I'm going to down mark him for that, because that knocked me off. So he's going to get a 6. Timber, as Chris has rightly said, was not a great game for him last night. 6, I think. Saliba, I want to give a difference between Saliba and Kivior personally. So I'm going to give Saliba a 7, and I'm going to be really nice to Kivior because I think he's done so well. So I'm going to give him an 8 because I was very happy with him. Lewis Kelly did struggle, in my opinion, against Doué a bit. Doué's a very good player, though, in all fairness. But looked really good going forward. This is a tricky one. I'm going to give him a 7. Don't be shocked by some of these, by the way, people, because I'm just not happy about the performance generally. Right. Rice, baby, 8. Because you know what? He showed heart. Marino, it's not his fault. This is where it gets really hard. It's like on Zinni. I don't hate him. It's not like I've got a problem with Zinni. It's the fact that we put him at left back when he can't be a left back. So I it's not like I hate the player, because I don't. It's the position we put people in. And this is where I find it hard with Mikel Merino, because he is a good player. We all saw it in Spain. We all saw it in the Spanish national team as well. He is a good player, but he just does not fit the way that we want to play, because he's just slow. So it slows everything down. But it wasn't an awful game either. I'm going to have to give him a 6. Sorry, Mikel. I do actually feel bad for him about it sometimes, because I feel it's not his fault. Odegaard, Jesus Christ. I honestly cannot give him anything more than a 5. Because he's doing nothing. He's not even showing being a captain either. Jesus. 4. I can't. I just can't. Saka. I'll be honest. That was a poor game from Saka as well. Jeez. All our front three are going to get 6. Saka, Trossard, Martinelli, all getting 6, because they just didn't hurt him at all. And I'm sorry. I know people are going to go, oh, nee. But at the end of the day, it's my scores, right? You can all give me your own scores. That's up to you. These are my scores. So yeah, we did miss Partey last night. I totally agree. And this is my problem with Arteta. He's not flexible enough to come up with new ideas. He's literally just dropped Declan Rice back and put Mikel Merino as the number 8. There's other options. We've actually got a young DM who's been absolutely amazing this season at left back, who can actually play DM. That's his fundamental first position. We've turned him into a left back, but he can do DM, so why not do it? PSG midfield versus midfield was no competition last night. Do you know what was funny, Chris? I obviously get sent a lot of messages, right, from different people. Like, can you look at this? What do you think of this? Someone said to me this morning that their midfield is so crap. And I'm like, what game was this person watching? That midfield was literally passing around us for fun. And it's Vitinha, João Neves, and who was the other one? Fabian Ruiz. And they're all tiny. They're all tiny people up against, over 6 foot players. I don't know how Odegaard's around 6. Yeah, pretty sure he's 5'11" for 6 foot. It's just looked like so stupid from us. But anyway, yeah, their midfield was way better than us. It was Royce, 100%. And I'm not gonna look. This is not an agenda against Odegaard. Odegaard's just poor at the moment right now. Do I want him to perform? Of course I do. He's wearing his Arsenal shirt. I've had players at Arsenal many years that I just wish would perform. Glenn Helder, for people that remember him, who played on the wing for Arsenal. I wished he would perform better sometimes, but he just never did. I've called out loads of players over my years of supporting Arsenal because I just don't think they've been good enough. So this is no agenda. That's just I want everyone to put 100% in whilst they play for the Arsenal. Didn't JJ played for PSG? JJ, who's JJ? JJ. For some reason, in my head, I've got JJ Kocher. I would have took punt on Rice, Zinchenko, Lewis Skelly in midfield play. Yeah, mate. This is why I love fans. I love fans like you. I love the people that I speak to, do the teams and stuff, because they've got an open mind. Mikel doesn't have an open mind, and this is what's going to backfire on him. Because if it doesn't work out, it's his job, his neck on the line. And I'll be honest, I don't care. It's now his job to get the best out of our club. Stop your mate. The only time I would be worried about if I've got an agenda is if I've literally got a background of Odegaard out or something like that. You know I don't like Arteta. Everyone knows I don't like Arteta. Everyone knows that I would rather have another manager, but at no point do I go sack him now. Odegaard probably the captain that sunk the Titanic. There's a reason why Slot won the league. Arteta hasn't Slot won games in different ways. Arteta don't have a plan B, mate. Yeah. JJ Kocher. Did he play for PSG? I can't remember what other. He did play for quite a big club, didn't he, JJ Kocher? Oh, Mohammed, I am going to look that up because you know what? JJ Kocher was one of those players that was very hard not to love. So, yes, he did play for PSG. He also played for Hull. What an interesting combination that is, isn't it? So he started at Borussia Neunkirchen. Went to Frankfurt, Venabachi. Oh, crikey. Bolton actually got him for PSG. My God, how much did they pay for him? Then he went to Qatar and then went to Hull City and then ended up at Dugapur Vox Champions. Interesting. How much did he go for? Don't think I'm going to find out, am I? No, probably not. Let's see how much he went to Bolton for. God blimey, PSG spent £14 million on JJ Kocher. Oh, well, they got him for a free. Bolton got him for a free. That is a bargain, isn't it? I never thought he got for free. Jeez. 14 million quid. Jeez. Anyway, sorry, it's just not turned to JJ Kocher show, I promise. But I really enjoyed watching it. Anyway, exactly. 100%. Totally agree. I'm not even an Arsenal fan. I just love giving my neutral. I know you do, mate, and I love listening to you. You know I do. Big up to Michael. I hope you're well, mate. After that, 15 million per annum, and you can't see the wood for the tree when things go wrong. TikTok. Andrea is on the clock. Andrea is definitely on the clock, mate. And I can't wait. I can't wait. I honestly cannot wait for the summer because Andrea has definitely done a good plan. I'm excited for it. The only little worry in the back of my head is Mikel. I'll be honest. Sorry for all the Mikel lovers, but I am slightly concerned. He did play for Bolton. He took the mick out of Ray Parlour and Manica. I just love JJ Kocher. I know it's wrong because Bolton at the time technically were like one of our bogey teams. They were giving us a really hard time back then. But I just love JJ Kochu. It's just so fun to watch. Anyway, so I gave all those ratings. Chris, come take over Arteta. Pick up to Joseph. Mate, I'd take anybody right now. Anyway, let's talk about the subs. So Ben White came on for the injured Timber. I'll be honest, 5. Because he gave away a foul, which was a bit stupid of Ben, if I'm honest. But it is what it is. Ethan came on 90th minute. And that's like, I'm going to get into Hover first. So, Hover, you're going to get a 4 because you acted like a child at the end of the game. So, you're getting a 4. This is where I'm going to speak about Cal for a bit. Okay. So, we're losing 1-0 to PSG. Okay. We do not make a substitution until the 83rd minute. Now, bear in mind, PSG have already made subs. You know, Barcola came on. They made a couple of other subs. Can't remember the names, to be honest, at the top of my head. It was Ramos. Yeah, Ramos came on as well, didn't he? But, oh, jeez. So, and the first sub we make, now, bear in mind, it does look like Timber's actually injured. So, we'll have to wait and see on this. But still, we've got Ethan on the bench. We've actually got a striker, people, an actual striker called Nathan Butler Oedeji. Just want to make sure everyone remembers his name because he's probably going to leave at the end of the summer because Mikel does not trust an actual striker at our youth academy who has, I can't remember now, but I know he's had more goal contributions than games he's actually played. I'll be honest. All right, this is probably going to be the worst rating I've ever given Mikel because I have to bear in mind all the stuff that was done pre-game annoyed me. The PR videos, the flag. I'm literally just called it a flag because that's all it was. All that for that poor performance. And then I'll also knock on the poor performance at the weekend. Now, I was angry at the time that we drew 2-2 and played poorly against Crystal Palace, but I also kind of calmed down a little bit for us thinking, okay, if you're going to go 50%, that means I expect 100% on Tuesday night. But we had that performance at the weekend to also have that poor performance last night. So I have to be honest, guys. He's getting a -10, a -10. I'm so fed up with him. Yeah. At some point, people will probably understand what I'm on about. Okay, because he was poor. He is a poor coach. He has these ideas of olive trees, a dog. He has very strange training methods, by the way, people. They are strange. And I just don't believe he has the ability to be strong. Now, he doesn't like players who have a strong mind who fights against him. So he likes people to follow him only. I don't like that kind of people. You know, going back to my military time, I liked people questioning why I was deciding to do certain things. You know, and if I felt that I was wrong, I would definitely change it. It just happened that I was never wrong and I didn't change it. But, you know, it's nice to listen to people and see where their concerns are. And then obviously I will go back and go, okay, well, I understand your concerns, but this is why we're doing this. And, you know, they'll understand why I'm doing it in a certain way. But he doesn't like that. And that brings me up to this point that Chris is saying about, are you worried when Ariel could turn? Yes, he is. He's turning into him now because Ethan wants to do his own thing. Mikel doesn't want to do that. He wants Ethan to play in a certain way. So, yeah, it's. I personally think Ethan will be at the club longer than Mikel, in my opinion. So Not worried because I do think that Mikel won't be here longer than Ethan personally. It's go getting the lineup wrong. Happens to all coaches. The difference is making adjustments. Correct. That separates the average good and elite coaches. Correct. Applies to all sports. Correct. You just can't do it. Totally correct. But yes, Michael, I love you, mate. But yeah, it's yeah. Mohammed giving him a 0. See, this is yeah. I can't give him a good rating. I'm sorry. I can't defend him on anything. There was nothing good. I can cope with all the annoying parts about him, like telling players where to pass and all that kind of stuff. Just leave it to the players, because at the end of the day, you weren't you were not a world-class player, and I want world-class players at my club. Okay. But he was never a world-class player, and I can quite happily say that because I was a Rangers fan, or still am a Rangers fan, and he played at Rangers, and yeah, he was a good player. He made me smile, but he was a good player. That's it. Nothing more than that. Paris only needs to draw in the second leg. They will happily stick it out, but they won't. PSG can happily kit on the counter, and that would be enough for them. Yep, totally agree. Totally agree. Right. This is light bulb. This is lemon. These are speakers. That's pretty much what he's like. He is quite annoying. Mate, I'll be quite happy when he goes, if I'm honest. Against Madrid, there was no pressure on you. Against PSG, there was pressure and couldn't live up to it. Correct. Everyone, I'm just going to call this the correct show because everyone is just awesome in the chat. I love you. But the sub he made for Ethan last night, giving him just 2 minutes, was insulting. Just look, not giving the kid a single minute in the Madrid legs. I'm sure that rocked the kid's spirit to his core. Yes, it did. Look, at the end of the day, Ethan's going to sign a new contract. But I do think we're going to have a problem. I think we're going to have a bit of a rocky time with Ethan for a bit. Because Ethan's not going to change. And I hope Ethan doesn't change, because I don't want him changing the way that he plays, because I enjoy the way he plays. I like that. For people that are new to me, I call people dirty players, right? I just love just a dirty winger, dirty forward. And why I say that is I don't know what they're going to do. I like that. Shut up, Rocky Balboa. But look, at the end of the day, you guys are just awesome. And thank you. Because look, I wasn't looking forward to this. I hate doing these kind of shows. And I'll be honest, I've not had a since probably the Real Madrid game. Yeah, the only Real Madrid games I've had recently are the games I've actually enjoyed doing the reaction to. Premier League games have been awful. I've got another one this weekend. I'm looking forward to that. But let's move on to the second leg. Let's see what we can do. But if it's like what we did last night, yeah, then we'll have a chat at the end of the season. I'll be honest. F1 in my... Oh, yes. What time is the race? On Sunday, if it's Miami, because isn't Miami the one? Race is 9 p.m. start. Jeez, that's late, isn't it? So is that 9 p.m. Sunday? That is, isn't it? Or is it Saturday night? Oh, I'm so confused. It's Sunday night, isn't it? Well, that's something nice to look forward to, though. Oh. It's quite sad that right now I'm looking more forward to F1 than I am looking forward to my own football club. That's the sad part. Anyway, I will see you Friday night for the Bournemouth preview. Take it easy. There's no one cares about. No, I don't. No, I don't. I'm just looking forward to the race. Right, guys, I'm out of here. Speak to you later. See you later. Bye-bye.